Last week's announcement about the release of Doctor Who was both exciting and disappointing, and it seems a lot of the fanbase, or at least the UK fanbase, is very disappointed by it. Firstly, great that it starts off with 2 episodes. It does make me wonder if it's going to start off as a 2-parter though, or if they'll be independent stories from each other, so that's a plus. However, when you also think about it, this season is already reduced to 8 episodes, so that means we only have 7 weeks of the show now instead of the full 8. But, to put a positive twist on it, at least we have more episodes than we did in the last season we got, which was Flux. It's been no secret that the show was meant to be airing around May anyway, so that all fitted together quite nicely. Now for the issue that a lot of people have, and I completely understand why, and that's the fact that whilst it releases on iPlayer at midnight, the same day as the TV release, Disney Plus gets it at the same time across the world, meaning the UK gets it at a very antisocial time, and the American fans get it at a normal time. I have no issues with the fact Americans are getting it at a better time. I normally stay awake until 1-2am as it is when I can, which for the release of Doctor Who I will be anyway, so it's very likely I'm going to be watching at the time of the midnight release, but I completely understand the issue for a lot of the UK fanbase. It's a UK show and a lot of people either can't watch it on iPlayer or realistically can't watch it at midnight. The thing is though, Americans with Disney Plus have had the exact same issue that the UK fans are now complaining about, and I guess Europe as well because of the times. The issue was over at Marvel Studios, where episodes were releasing at 8am in the UK, but in America it was overnight. To be fair, it may be a wider range of shows for Disney Plus, but I only tend to watch Marvel and Star Wars, and I don't really keep up to date with all the Star Wars stuff as much. But to get back to the point, the American fans hated it due to it being a bad time for them to watch. While some fans would watch it overnight, a lot were watching it in the morning when they first woke up, by which point the UK and other countries had already seen it, and a lot of the American complaints on Twitter to the rest of the world were, they're just posting spoilers. So eventually, Disney listened and got the time changed to be a more reasonable time for them, meaning here in the UK, we ended up with the poor release time. But it's completely understandable in that case, Marvel shows are American, so we honestly can't complain too much about that. But when it comes to a UK show, it seems that the whole early release on iPlayer is only because of Disney Plus, so the British audience is essentially being screwed over for the Americans to be able to watch at a normal time for them. I get why the UK fanbase is pissed about this. It seems like the show has sold itself out just for Disney Plus. Maybe the issue will be corrected in the long term, and Disney and BBC will discuss changing it to be more like the Marvel shows used to be, with the UK getting an 8am release when people are waking up and Americans can watch it overnight or in the morning. Personally, as I said before, I'll be watching them at midnight when they release on BBC iPlayer, so I don't have much of an issue with this compared to a lot of people who are hating on it. Whilst I understand it is frustrating, Doctor Who fans really have Disney and Sony to thank for keeping the show going. BBC were having doubts about the in-house production of Doctor Who, and Disney came in with one deal to help financially, and Sony Pictures purchased a majority of Bad Wolf, who took over production of the show, helping finance them. So it makes a lot of sense for these reasons the American-based companies are requesting airtimes that were better for them. How do you personally feel about the release times? I'm interested in views from across the world here, not just the UK, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.